Good evening. I'd like to call this Thursday, March 18th, meeting of the Tacoma School District Board of Directors to order. Will the General Counsel please call the roll?
And would you like to do a flag salute?
Goodness gracious, yes. We'll rise for the flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now, would the General Counsel please call the roll?
Yes, good evening. President Cobb.
Here.
Vice President Bombright.
Here.
Director Keating.
Here.
Director Leon.
Here.
And Director Strozier.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Moving on to item number 4, adoption of the agenda. Is there a motion to adopt the agenda?
I motion to adopt.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any comments or questions about items on the agenda? Hearing none, all those in favor of adopting the agenda say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion is adopted. Item 5.1, business matters. 5.1, mutual agreement of the superintendent's retirement plan. I'll read the item. The president of the board of directors recommends that the board accept Superintendent Santorno's retirement as stated in her letter dated March 15th, 2021. So I'll call for a motion, but I think there might be a little bit of discussion about this item. So is there a motion to adopt item 5.1?
I move that we adopt item 5.1.
I second.
It's been moved and seconded. I first just want to start by saying that I know a lot of folks watching the meeting tonight, and all of us are aware Superintendent's recent announcement of her plans to retire. And I just want to be the first to say that it has been such a privilege to work with you from my perspective. You've been here since my day one, and so I'm excited to have seen and been able to work with senior leadership and been able to work with you my entire term. And the time frame is still long out, but I just have to acknowledge that at this stage, and I'll continue to do that the duration of this time period. But just wanted to be the first from up here to say that I just appreciate you so much, and Tacoma's been benefited from your leadership over and over and time again, year after year. So thank you for your service.
Thank you so much. It's been a hard decision. This has been a delightful experience. We've all been through, we've done hard work on behalf of Tacoma students, and you've been an incredible support and all the way through holding on and being such a guiding light. So I just want you to know how much I appreciate it. I listen and get to have conversations with other superintendents, and not many, all of them can be as excited about the board I've had to work with. And so I just want you to know I appreciate it. I appreciate the partners that we've had, the conditions that we have in Tacoma to get work done, and I'd put us against any other district in America, because I think that we care about kids, and it doesn't mean that we don't have a lot to do. And I am committed, to continuing that work, and we'll make sure that I put full effort into it. So thank you for your confidence, and thank you for accepting this hard decision.
And just as a little bit of background on the item too, and I'll defer to General Counsel Truba to fill in if I miss any gaps. The reason this item comes before us is because we are in a contract with you for your to serve as our superintendent, and part of that contract specifies that you give us this notice, so we appreciate the advance notice and warning. And I'll open it up to any other comments from members of the board, or to Ms. Trueblood to fill in any gaps if I may have said something better or didn't say something.
I think you were spot on. The only thing I might add is that the superintendent's current contract runs through the year of 2023. So the action that you'd be voting on is to agree mutually with the superintendent that she would be ending her service a year earlier than her current contract provides.
Thank you. Any other comments from the board or questions? Vice President Bombright?
Yeah, well, Superintendent, I also want to echo that it has been a pleasure, only I feel cheated because I don't get as long as the president has had to serve with you. I do appreciate that you are giving us more notice than is required by your contract, because this is, it's important. It's not that it's, I know that we've had individual conversations, both with you and one-on-ones I've had with several of the board members, all of the board members, I guess, over time, because it is our job as as we know, one of the biggest jobs we have is to, hire and supervise the superintendent. So, and you've been a great partner with that, and thank you for giving us this time so that we could do this process well. And I want to say that you're staying on to do the work on the equity, integrating that into this incredibly innovative work that you're doing with the design team, the equity design team, and really appreciate your willingness and dedication to stay and see that fully integrated into the water here in Tacoma Public Schools, because that really is going to make a difference, and I know that you're dedicated to that, and we owe you a lot for bringing that to us. So
Thank you. I am. We will make a difference.
Yep.
Any other comments? Director Leon?
Yeah, also sad to get this announcement, but it's the clock moves on and people need to enjoy their lives too. So we really appreciate the hard work you've given the district for so many years, and beyond that, other districts that you've helped and educate kids. I've been on the board 3 years, but really you've had an impact on my children. Have gone through all of Tacoma Public Schools, and one's graduated already. So, and many of my patients, my friends' families, they all just nothing but improvement in the caliber of education. And with that, just the eye to the social emotional learning that's happened, and the whole transition, and opening the box of really good techniques and good protocols that are going to be taking place for long after you're gone, to help students achieve all they can, not just by reading, writing, arithmetic, but we know that the emotional piece is important, of course, and the health and safety. So thank you for all that work.
Thank you.
Any other comments? Director Strozer?
Yeah, I just want to say, I know you said it was hard, I know you said it's sad, but I want you to remind yourself that you earned this. Like you've earned the opportunity to, ease your way out after, after 40 some odd years of, commitment to students. That deserves a tip of the hat. So just thank you for the work that you've done, and we look forward to seeing what you continue to do, but also looking to see how you thrive in retirement. So congratulations.
Thank you.
I would just build on Director Strozer's comments. Like I said to you when you called Monday, I sincerely hope that you can find celebration in this significant milestone and transition. I know transitions, we've been through a lot of them in my period of time so far here on the board. And you just have a lot to celebrate, just in what you've accomplished in your career and your family. I'm just really excited about what you get to enjoy beyond this. So thank you.
Thank you.
Just lastly, Bill, I always do this, get to circle back, because if I start, usually I get to hear you all first and then, but I just want to say this is truly a celebration. This is a retirement. We don't have someone resigning in shame. Like, this is a celebration. So I don't mean that lightly. Like, running a school district and all the complexity of it is tough work. And so the fact that we get to do this in a way where you're retiring and be thoughtful about a transition, it just is a privilege for all of us serving in these seats too, and it's a real strong benefit to the community. So just again, thank you for your service, and thank you for the way that you've led.
Thank you. It's a gift to me too. Thanks.
Okay, do we need a roll call vote for this item?
If you would like one, that would be appropriate.
Okay, all those in, well, I'll get myself
We're out of
together.
practice.
Yes. So on item 5.1, we've had a motion and a second to accept the superintendent's notice of retirement. So I'll ask the general counsel to do a roll call vote.
President Cobb,
Aye.
Vice President Bombright,
Aye.
Director Keating,
Aye.
Director Leon,
Aye.
and Director Strozier.
Aye.
The motion passes 5-0.
Thank you. Thanks again.
You got a round of applause right now, but there's more celebration to
Yeah.
come.
And you've got
We're
a-
going to put Miss Scott Thomas in charge of that.
Pardon?
So moving on to item number 5.2, superintendent's succession planning. So in light of your notice of retirement, the board has some work to do now to figure out our next steps. So just the document introduced in this item has a bit more background, but by way of background, generally the board needs to move into a process of figuring out how we'll continue forward. And as part of that, the president of the board of directors recommend that the board meet in executive session to begin succession planning and to specifically evaluate the qualifications of Deputy Superintendent Josh Garcia for the position of Superintendent of Tacoma Public Schools. Is there a motion to adopt item 5.2?
I so move that we adopt item 5.2.
A second?
It's been moved and seconded. Any questions or comments from the board? Director Leon?
Thanks. I'm going to read my comments. Our public school district serves a vital purpose in educating our students, allowing them to gain the skills to make them happy, contributing members of the community. We all agree on that. Superintendent serves as the leader in this important institution, and the board is tasked with choosing that leader, as we've heard. We're grateful for Superintendent Santorno has done for Tacoma, and are fortunate to have a highly qualified candidate with deep knowledge of our district to consider as a new superintendent. Dr. Garcia has many qualifications that give him superior skills to potentially lead our district. There are many advantages to having an internal candidate become superintendent. There are also other hiring and search options that should be considered while maintaining the transparency to our stakeholders. Our current board process rules prevent the board from publicly discussing the specific qualifications of our assistant superintendent as we consider him for superintendent. During this meeting, we will discuss the pros and cons to all selection process options in the following closed executive sessions that may follow. The largest school district, one of the largest school districts and other public institutions chooses a new leader. There are different ways to engage in the process. They include multiple ways. It could be national, local searches, internal searches, and direct succession. All have their pros and cons in different situations. The final decisions, only that of the 5 board members up here. And I believe that Dr. Garcia has really served Tacoma in an exceptional manner, has all the skills to be an excellent superintendent. I currently speak for myself right now and saying that I want to hear from community partners and individuals on our candidate's strengths and any areas of growth. I believe there'll be really great deal of support for Dr. Garcia moving forward in this process. And I believe this process should be as open and transparent as possible to the public. We are a public institution, and we will have a vote on a successor next Thursday. And you can reach me through my email, which is eleon@tacoma.k12.wa.us. Thank you.
Any other comments from members of the board? Seeing none, all those in favor of adopting item 5.2, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is adopted, and with that, the board will adjourn to executive session.
Okay.